to the Great Ojibwe Baking Show. I'm your host, Marissa Carr, aka the Great Ojibwe Baker. There are probably other Ojibwe bakers that are great, that are maybe even better. But as far as I know, none of them started a YouTube channel called the Great Ojibwe Baking Show. So here we are. And today we are going to make Fudgy Peppermint Brownies. The reason why we're making that is because this recipe is super fucking quick. I don't know how much you guys know about me. I'm guessing probably a good amount because I don't think anybody's watching this that I'm not friends with. But anyway, I'm a playwright, and you might be asking yourself, how the fuck is that relevant, Marissa? Like, do you think you're going somewhere? There's gonna be no theater for the next 18 months. Why the fuck did you make this terrible choice about what to do with your life? Well, I don't know, and that's a conversation for another time. But what I do know is that I have some friends who are very talented theater artists who are helping me workshop a new play over Zoom, and our next rehearsal is tomorrow, and I have to finish rewrites tonight. And I was sitting at my desk, no, that's a lie, I was sitting on my couch, no, fuck it, I was laying in bed fucking trying to work on my rewrites, and I just couldn't do it. And I also had a headache, and I, really wanted a treat, and I thought, I bet if I bake something, then I'll be able to finish rewrites on this fucking play, but it's gotta be quick because this shit has to get done tonight. So we're gonna make a really nice, quick, easy peppermint brownie recipe. And to start with, we're gonna take a half cup of melted butter, and that's just a fucking stick of butter if you're following along. And we're gonna take 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. And this is grapeseed oil just because it's a neutral oil, and it's also what I have handy, so that's what we're gonna use. And we're gonna mix a heaping cup of white sugar in and a heaping cup of brown sugar. We're gonna whisk all that together. By the way, the play is about a human and an anthropomorphic sturgeon who fall in love. And ask me sometime about the North American Great Lakes sturgeon, because they're actually a pretty fucking cool fish. Got all that mixed in. Good. So now we got 2 eggs. We're gonna whisk that in until it's nice and blended. Something that you may not know about the North American Great Lakes sturgeon is that when they're fully grown, they can live to be up to 160 years old, and they can grow to like over 7 feet long and 200 pounds. So basically the size of a large adult human. Cool, got all that mixed in. So now we're gonna do our dry ingredients. I'm gonna throw in just like a half tablespoon of salt, a half cup of all-purpose flour, a half cup of baking cocoa, and then I'm just gonna do a really little sprinkle, like a 1/4 cup of baking soda. That was not a full 1/4 cup. This is a new fucking jar, and it's kind of giving me trouble because see this little thing on the top? I couldn't get my spoon in there. Anyway, all that's in. We're gonna whisk all this together, and we don't want to over whisk it. We want it to be just incorporated enough. And a lot of fucking brownie recipes that you see will ask you to melt unsweetened chocolate in a double boiler and mix it with butter. And if you do that, you can make a fine batch of brownies that way. But for our purposes today, like I said, I gotta get this shit done quick. Last but not least, I should have done this with the wet ingredients, but I forgot. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna add a teaspoon, a little more than a teaspoon, whatever. Fuck it. Of mint extract. We're gonna whisk this together so it's just blended. We don't want to over mix because that's gonna make our brownies kind of like tough and gummy and cakey, and we don't want that. Oh shit, one last thing. These are some white chocolate peppermint chips. This is just what was left over in a bag that I used to make some Christmas cookies. I'm gonna dump these in too, but at this point I'm gonna ditch the whisk and I'm gonna switch to my spatula and just kind of fold these bad boys in really gently, because we gotta be gentle with our batter. We gotta show our batter that we love it. Not in a fucking weird way, but just, you know, just fucking be kind to your baked goods. So now I have a 9x9 square pan, and I've already sprayed it with nonstick cooking spray. You could probably flour it too if you wanted, but my cooking spray already has flour in it. Ooh, fancy. And I'm gonna just gently spoon this in here, spread it out nice with my spatula. And honestly, if I had an 8x8 pan, I would probably use that instead, because one thing that is never good is overbaked brownies. But I don't, so I'm just gonna do my best to even it out, and I'm gonna pop this in the oven that I've been preheating at 350. I'm gonna start it off at 12 minutes. It's probably gonna need longer than that, but I would rather start with less time than I need and have to add more time than start with too much time and overbake my brownies, because that shit is not delicious. So I'm gonna throw these in the oven, and I'll be back when I take them out and we'll see how we did, and then hopefully I can rewrite this fucking play. We'll see. Hey, I'm back. Our brownies are out of the oven and cooled, and you can see that they are nice and fudgy and just a tiny bit crackly on top, so that's great. For me, 15 minutes ended up being about the right amount of time. Yours might be different. Every oven is different. They are not all calibrated properly, so, you know, still be really careful. And then, you know, while I was waiting for them to bake and cool, I cleaned my kitchen, and then I took a quiz about what kind of literary melancholy am I, and my result was that I am Weimar melancholy, which the quiz describes as similar to the British interwar type of melancholy, but German. This is glitter and doom melancholy, caught in the excess and hedonism of youth and unaware of the impending beasts of the future. That part I disagree with. But when I took the quiz, I also didn't know the difference between vermilion, carmelian, and I don't know, cinnabar, so I just fucking winged it. So maybe this isn't completely accurate, I don't know. It says, you are practical in your approach to sadness and are expert in compartmentalizing your feelings. Perhaps a little too expert. Better take another sip of absinthe. I agree. So anyway, these are our brownies. Let's see how we did. Those are really good. Fudgy, just the tiniest bit chewy, and with a nice minty flavor that you can taste, but not too much mint. That is a great brownie, and now that I've made it, I'm gonna eat it and then go rewrite this fucking play. Thank you for joining the Great Ojibwe Baking Show. We will be back soon with more episodes and more recipes. If you like this, share it. If you have a question, leave it in the comments. If there's something that you want to bake with me, leave that in the comments too. And I'll see you guys soon.
I don't need your way of life. I can stand your attitude. I can do it at your stride. I don't need this fucking world. I don't need this fucking world. This world brings me